this orange slash copperish makeup look going on right here, and I didn't wear any winged liner in this tutorial, so I am going to have a lot more colourful tutorials coming up for you all, because I know you guys requested some more colourful tutorials, and that's exactly what I'm doing now. So if you guys hear any background noise, it's because I have some works going on outside my house, so sorry about that. But if you guys want to know how I got this whole look, then don't forget to like, subscribe, comment and share, and let's get into the tutorial. Bye. So I'm just applying some lip balm on my extremely dry lips, and as always I'm priming my eyes with my MAC Layin Low Prolongwear Paintpot using a concealer brush. This just helps cancel out any imperfections on my eyelid and helps my eyeshadow last longer throughout the day. Then I'm just setting that base in place with my Hot Makeup USA powder, and I couldn't use a bigger brush for this. Next I'm taking the Matte Nude palette by the BALM Cosmetics and picking up the shade Matte Rosen and applying that on my crease as my transition colour. I'm going to build that colour up till I'm happy with the intensity. And I believe I'm using a MAC 217 blending brush to diffuse the colour out. I think. Then I'm picking up the shade Matte Garcia with a separate clean blending brush and applying that on the outer corners of my eye and really building that colour up and focusing only on that area. This is the first time I'm using the Meet Matte palette from the BALM Cosmetics, and I think it's really pigmented and I really love the shades, and yeah, I just love it. And as you guys can see, I'm really packing that colour on because I do want it to be really intense. I took my MAC 224 blending brush, which is my favourite blending brush ever, and started blending out all the harsh edges. I completely forgot to film this shade, but from the same palette I'm picking up the shade Matte Wood, which is a very dark brown shade, and working that into my outer corners as well to add more dimension. Then taking my ZOEVA Rose Gold palette, I'm taking the shade Copper is King and applying that on the rest of my eyelid where I had left it bare. I had applied some Fix Plus spray on my brush beforehand to really make that shade pop. I also forgot to film the pigment I used, damn it. I used the MAC pigment in Copper Sparkle, but before I applied that I had sprayed my brush again with some Fix Plus and dabbed that on top of the copper shade. This pigment is really nice, I love it. Next I took my Motif's Blackout eyeshadow and just run that along my lash line, replacing it with a winged liner. I then took my Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara and applied 2 coats of this onto my lashes. The lashes I went for today were the Siren lashes from House of Lashes. Then I just took a Skin Therapy wipe and wiped away all the fallout that had fallen onto my face. Moving on to skin, I decided to try out my ILLAMASQUA Skin Base Foundation in the shade 7.5 and using my beloved damp beauty blender, I'm bouncing that onto my skin. So I thought this foundation was okay, not great. It was too thick for my liking. I mean, it looks really great in photography, but I probably wouldn't wear it on an everyday basis. So yeah, I actually prefer my Maybelline Better Skin Foundation. Sorry, ILLAMASQUA. Next, taking my Rimmel Wake Me Up concealer in the shade Ivory. I'm applying that under my eyes in weird strokes. I'm also going to apply some onto my chin area and on the bridge of my nose. And you're going to see me do that in a couple of seconds. Oh my god, did I apply that much concealer? Woo, I went a bit crazy. Taking my beauty blender again, I'm gonna blend that all in. I love using the pointed side of the beauty blender. It's just, why did I not discover this ages ago? I took my Hot Makeup USA powder again and set that under eyes and set my under eyes to prevent it from creasing. For contour, I took my favourite Bahama powder from the BALM Cosmetics and sculpted out my cheeks using a ZOEVA 109 Luxe Face Paint Brush, which is my absolute fave for contouring. And my hair just decided to come out, so I'm just fixing that. Then taking my sleek blusher in the shade Sahara, I packed that on quite heavily onto the apples of my cheeks, and I completely forgot how beautiful these blushes are. I have a couple of shades and they are really pigmented, and for drugstore they're really good. I completely forgot to contour my nose, so I'm just going in with whatever is left on my brush and slightly contouring down the sides of my nose. So I forgot a lot of things in this tutorial. For highlight, I'm using my INGLOT highlighter in the shade 02 and applying that onto the high points of my cheeks. And I think I applied a bit too much. So then I started taking that product onto the other side of the cheek. I also popped some down the tip of my nose and also on my chin. No, Ramina, that is not your chin. Yes. I'm going to finish off the eyes using the shade Matte Rosen and just running that along my lower lash line. Then taking my MAC Feline Kohl eye pencil, I tight lined and I also applied this onto my waterline. Then to finish it off, I topped it off with 2 coats of mascara. For lips, I used my MAC Chestnut Lip Pencil. First I outlined my lips. Then I go ahead and fill them in. However, I wasn't too sure about the shade. I thought it was too dark, so I went in with my Nude lipstick from GERARD Cosmetics and applied that on the center of my lips, and that toned it down a little. And that is the completed look.